Alright guys, so I'm here to talk about what night werewolf. It's upside down. I can't revert that. So, there's something that really bothers me about it, and that's when one werewolf dies, and the other one, who's been tricky this whole time, has passed up everyone's suspicions, still loses the game. I don't like that. So, in the case that the villagers win and one werewolf dies, I invented a second night. So this is more like Mafia, so it goes into another night called Werewolf's Revenge. So I made this up. I'm going to explain it to you. I know I posted another clip with a little audio thing in it, but it's confusing. Then there's some rules I just need to go over. So, the only person that dies is the werewolf, right? So he flips his card over. Nobody else does. Like, okay, I was the werewolf. He becomes the ghost, the dead werewolf. He's going to draw another card out. Hopefully he got like another villager card. It's like, find one. Alright, he draws one out. Villager. Here we go. So he's going to go first. He's the ghost. So in my little audio clip, you hear that. The ghost goes. What he does is he's going to switch with the middle. And he's going to do that action later in the game. So he could become, if the other werewolf is in the middle, he can be the werewolf twice. Ooh, sneaky, right? Alright, the next one to go is the villager. And I know there's 3 villagers, so I marked one. I don't know if you can even see it, with an S, like in his ear. There you go. I made it look like an earring. Probably should have made it bigger. So he becomes the town sentry. So he goes after the ghost. And what he does is he takes the token, the little villager token, and he's going to place it on anyone else's card around the table. There's no reason for him to place it on himself unless he's got some plan or trick, or he doesn't want to be switched. He could do that, because if he places a token, no one can switch that card. Like if they're the robber, you can't switch with them. And if you are the robber and you wake up and there's a villager token on you, you can't do anything because the sentry's guarding you. So the troublemaker can't, if you wake up into the troublemaker, you still can't do your job because the sentry's watching you, so you can't do any troublemaking. If you're the seer, though, you can do your job. You can look at anyone else's card. That's like the only one that gets away with it. So if you are the sentry, you want to guard the seer, and I'm going to explain why that is in a second. So, robber, can't do anything, can't switch. Troublemaker, drunk, you can't switch if you're the drunk. You've got to stay the drunk. So know how the drunk is usually always in the middle? Not this time. Okay? So what can make this confusing is the werewolf goes next, the one and only werewolf. So the werewolf can do what it normally can do and look in the middle, but it can also place the werewolf token, and he can decide to remove the villager token if he wants to, canceling it out. So people can think, oh, there's no sentry and there's no werewolf. It's probably in the middle. And you'd be like, yeah, all right. So you can play that line of dialogue if you wanted to lead people into thinking that it's in the middle. The werewolf stops any action the same as the villager, except it can also stop the seer from doing her little mystic visualization of cards. And that's probably the best one to do it as if you're the werewolf. But you can also put the werewolf on yourself to trick people. Be like, yeah, I was the seer, but I couldn't do anything because I'm that other werewolf out there. He got me. Sorry, my soup is making noise. And then that is it. That's all the confusion. So in this round, there's only one werewolf. So the werewolf gets another chance to pull through on this one, which I think is only fair. It's only fair. The other werewolf didn't die. Or you think he's just going to give up? He's like, oh, this town sucks. I killed my brother. I'm just going to get... No, he wants revenge. And I think it's only fair that there's a second night Werewolf's Revenge. If you have any questions, post in the comments. I know I went through that fast. What you want to do with the audio clip as well, because you need to have the other tasks. So you just unclick the werewolves. So there's no werewolves. Otherwise the werewolf will play twice, which isn't really a major hindrance. But it'll say something like, wow, this is a friendly game, there's no werewolves. But it will actually play it. So you do my clip first, or you can have the ghost just sit out and narrate through pretty much just what I said. Through the sentry and the werewolf. There's 3 roles. The ghost is the simplest one. Sentry and werewolf gets a little tricky, but it adds just enough mischief to hide the werewolf, I think. Because you're gonna have trouble with, if there was 2 werewolves in the first game, they'd be like, hey, he was the werewolf. I saw him, and then you guys killed me. So I'm just gonna rat him out. But most likely he's been switched or something has happened. And you can just lie your way out, because it's his word against your word. So not as cut and dry. And I think it adds a little bit to it. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it's cool. I'm gonna get the expansion too to this game. You can actually just play this probably with a deck of cards. Just assign different roles too, but I like the artwork. It's actually pretty cool. They did a good job. The only thing I heard about the expansion is sometimes the color is a little different, and I'm worried about that. Like, what if my cards get damaged and you can actually tell the different ones? There's that little S again. I'd probably make that bigger, but I think as long as you warn people. The villager with the S. You can't have multiple villagers doing that, because it just it would block up everything. And it's possible you won't have a sentry. Just make sure the one with the S is in play, because it might be in the middle. Okay?